Okay, it's not 7 o'clock yet. We'll give everybody an opportunity to join us. 6:58. Okay, 7 up. Call the January 19th, 2021 Belvedere City Council regular meeting to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Arevalo,
Present.
Brereton, Brereton,
Here.
Flurry,
Present.
Frank,
Here.
Freeman,
Here.
McGee,
Here.
Porter,
Here.
Ratcliffe,
Here.
Snow.
Snow
Snow is absent.
will be excused. His wife is in the hospital.
Stevens,
Here.
9 present.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, thank you for the many and abundant blessings we enjoy. As our city council meets this evening, may we reflect on the unique heritage we enjoy as Americans. We are a nation forged on equality before God and man, dedicated to uplifting the downtrodden and persecuted, welcoming all society created by a courageous and progressive Declaration of Independence and divinely inspired Constitution whose doctrines place no man above another. The situational ethics and dubious moral compass of the modern world are antithetical to the spirit, hopes, and guidance of the founders. Let us be eager and open to proclaim that our community still believes in and strives to exemplify the best practices of what our founding fathers envisioned as our destiny, not without missteps and failings, but always replete with faith to do and be better. God bless America and God bless Belvedere. In your holy name we pray. Amen. As it appears we have no one signed up for public comment this evening, we'll move on to number 4, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Belvedere City Council of January 4th, 2021 as presented. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion by Fleury,
I'll second that.
second by Alderman Stevens. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Under public hearing number 5, we have none this evening. Under special messages and proclamations, we also have none this evening. Next up, we have approval of our monthly expenditures. First up, general and special fund expenditures in the amount of $1,353,043.93. May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Arivalo. May I have a second, please?
I'll second that.
Second by Alderman Stevens. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning any of the items in the general expenditures? Alderman Fleury, please proceed.
Just had a question for Becky. First, just a comment. It's nice to see that those CARES grants are going out, and just wondering if was that all of them, or there's still that need to go, some go out?
All of them have been distributed except for one grant, and hopefully that'll be distributed tomorrow. Just trying to find a time to go for the mayor to deliver the check. So everything else has been distributed.
Excellent, thank you.
Additional,
Alderman Porter?
excuse me?
Alderman Porter has a question.
Alderman Porter, you have the floor. Please proceed.
Okay, one of the last pages here, page 59 for the regular payment report, it has 3 different entries for miscellaneous. The largest one being for $34,702.28, and I was just wondering what that was for.
You say page 59?
Yes, 59 down by the bottom, miscellaneous, 34,000.
Yeah, that would be the payments for the nuisance grant, the abandoned properties program grant. So that would have included the demolition of the house on Madison, as well as there were some other costs involved with that. The windows, I feel like we already paid for those, but that might have been the second payment of the windows. Yeah.
Okay, so these are payments to the people that perform those services?
Correct. And then we in turn submitted all the paperwork to the state to get reimbursed for that money through the grant.
Okay. All right, just a comment on these miscellaneous things. If possible, if they could, just list what they're for, because when you see something like that on miscellaneous, it kind of makes you a little nervous. That kind of payment.
What's the name of the account?
That's actually the line item, the name of that account called miscellaneous. You would like further detail on what it entails? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just list what the payment is for. It would be helpful. That way we don't have to ask every time.
Well, what you're looking at, though, is the general ledger account totals. So that's the total for the miscellaneous line item. So that has numerous expenses within that line item, which are in the front of the report. So if you looked in the front pages, you'd find that broken down. You're looking at the totals pages in the back.
The summary.
Okay, is that the line item there on the left end, the 41,7,900?
Correct. 41.5, 110, 7,900.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I have a couple questions.
Alderman Frank, you have the floor. Please proceed.
Thank you. My question is on page 18. It's for the fire department, and it's for the garage heater. Is that part of the renovation for the whole upstairs? Was that included in the renovations for the firehouse?
No, that was Station 2. That was a heater for the apparatus bay where the fire trucks and the engine all reside. So that was just repairing that heater. that heats that large bay.
Okay. And then I have a page 27. That would be for Brent, and that's the return Navistar. Is that something that we took off the old equipment?
It's about a half of the way down the page. Rush Truck Center.
That's a credit. It's probably a core. Kind of like we got.
Okay. Okay, and then page 37, there's only one thing. It says City of Belvedere final payment. Could you explain what that is for?
This is the final payment years ago when the city purchased the old Silvers property. The general fund paid for it, and then the TIF fund paid the general fund back. And this is the remaining balance after all these years. Normally it's $15,000 a year, but the balance that was left this year was $877.42. So now that debt has been paid off.
Okay, thank you. And then my last final question is, where was the handicap ramp put from Helm Civil on page 41? The last entry,
It's the last Helm Civil.
$9,572.
Oh, that's the last payment for the agreement we had with General Mills for the pedestrian
Okay.
crosswalk. That was the final payment on that project.
Okay, thank you, Brent. That's all I have, Becky.
Thank you. Anybody else have questions or comments concerning the expenditures in the general fund?
I have some questions.
Okay, Alderman Freeman, please proceed.
Thank you. So my first one is probably for Becky. It's right on page 3. We paid Growth Dimensions $1,243 for, it's listed under office supplies, the city's share of a conference room. I thought that Growth Dimensions rented space from us, so I'm confused as to why we would be paying them unless for some unknown reason we were using a conference room outside of the confines of City Hall.
This is for technology upgrades that they made to the conference room. They put in I guess Attorney Drella could probably explain better exactly what they installed. It had to do with some smart technology that we would be sharing with them.
I was actually not involved in the project at all. I believe what they've put in is a large screen TV, because I happened to see it and talk to the guy who was installing it briefly, as well as a new computer that will allow better video conferencing for them as well as City Hall staff, and we'll be able to use that, which I think why we may have paid part of it. So what it will allow us to do is to have Zoom meetings utilizing a video feed more easily, because we frankly don't have that capability for most of the people in City Hall. Most of our employees have desktops, not laptops, and they don't have cameras on them. So this was actually an economical way of combining all that so anybody in the building can use it. It also allows us in meetings, we'll be able to access all the GIS databases and other databases, so that if we're having a meeting with somebody from the outside, we can pull up data and show it to them as we're going over it.
It's modern technology for our conference room.
Okay. My next one, I have one for Chief Woody, I have a few for Brent, and then I have a question for Chief Heiser at the end. My question for Chief Woody is on page 15. There's a lot for Perryville Pet Hospital for our canine officers, and then down more towards the bottom, We took Shep to the University of Wisconsin for an orthopedic exam, and I know German Shepherds are prone to hip problems, so I'm wondering if he has an injury or if this is just some routine preventative maintenance for him.
Yeah, I'll address the initial canine expenses at the top first. Those are yearly exams that the canines are going to undergo from the pet hospitals. I don't know if it shows on yours, but on mine it shows exam for Frankie, Next Guard, which is medication for Frankie, and then Shep, Next Guard, Heart Guard, which is all part of the, I guess, preventative for heartworm, so on and so forth, that they take every year. And then Frankie has an annual wellness charge as well on there. And then for the canine expenses for UW veterinary care, yes, that's diagnosis for Shep. They believed that he had an injury to one of his legs and was diagnosed with some ligament issue, which I'll be bringing to council next week for review and approval of that expenditure to get that fixed.
Okay, thank you. So the next few are for Brent. Page 31. We upgraded our laptops for the Public Works Department.
Yes, we had, over time, we need to update the laptops, and we included, I think there's 2 of them this time around.
Okay, and then on page 50, we paid seemingly $600 for a stainless steel bracket. That must be one heck of a bracket.
Second from the bottom. Stainless steel repairs and maintenance.
It's to Fair Fabrications, the second one from the bottom.
Yep, that was to do our original, when we bought those sludge trailers, remember we replaced those. Our original thought was we were going to use PVC plastic on those. However, after we looked at it further, we went with the stainless version because of the durability issues and questions in the field and stuff. So we switched our minds from PVC to stainless.
Okay, and then the last one I have for you, Brent, is on page 55, our Envirotech equipment. It's kind of in the middle of the page. We purchased a series of apparently 3 pieces of camera equipment for a total of $5,246. And I'm assuming that those didn't come to council because they were purchased separately, so they didn't meet the guideline, but all total that they did.
Those are a series of repairs for the camera reel and the camera itself and the crawler. Each of the individual units needed repair items, so there's 3 separate pieces of that. Overall, it's all the sewer camera that we redeploy in the sewer manholes and the sewer pipes.
Okay, and then I just have a question for Chief Heiser. It's not on our bills payable, but I seen in the IML magazine this week in our packets that the State Fire Marshal Small Equipment Grant Program is accepting applications. They're accepting applications through the 29th of this month for providing grants up to $26,000 for the purchase of small firefighting and ambulance equipment. They're going to award $3.3 million to eligible fire departments and ambulance services during this period. My question is if your department is aware of and have actually applied for this. I see in your capital schedule yet for this year, you're looking for some battery operated extrication equipment for $17,500. So that might go for maybe covering the purchase of that.
Yes, good question. Yes, last year we applied for that small equipment grant as well. Lower half of the state seem to receive most of the grant monies. This year, I was talking to Matt Perez, who's the state fire marshal and my boss as well. He seems to think it's going to come to the northern half this year, and we've already had that application. We've have it filled out, and it is. We've already submitted it.
Perfect. Thank you, Al.
You bet.
That's all I have.
Well, thank you, Alderman Freeman. Any additional questions or comments about the general fund expenditures? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Next, we'll move on to water and sewer fund expenditures in the amount of $320,609.68. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Revalo. May I have a second, please? Second by Alderman Fleury. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning any of the expenditures in the water and sewer fund? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next, under number 8, committee reports and minutes of city officers. Please note, items A through H have been received and placed on file, which brings us to item I, minutes of the Committee of the Whole, Building, Planning, and Zoning, and Public Works of January 11th, 2021. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Stevens. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Alderman Revalo, thank you. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously, which brings us to number 9, unfinished business. We have none this evening. Under number 10, new business, we have one ordinance 519, which is up for first reading, which is a silent reading, but I'll read it into the record for the folks that are listening at home. It's an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain personal property. It's a public works end loader, and we're swapping that, I believe. Is that what we're doing, Brent? We're swapping that for concrete?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we have motions forwarded from Committee of the Whole, Building, Planning, and Zoning, and Public Works of January 11th, 2021. The motions will be presented by Chairman Marcia Freeman. Chairman Freeman, you have the floor.
Thank you. A, motion to approve the proposal from Cahoy Group to complete the chemical treatment of well number 4 at a cost of $211,119. This work will be paid for from the Water Depreciation Fund, number 04-09.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. It brings us to item B.
B, Motion to approve the proposal from Cahoy Group to complete the borehole rehabilitation of well number 5 at a cost of $72,928. This work will be paid for from the Water Depreciation Fund number 04-09.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously, which brings us to the final item from Planning and Zoning. Please proceed.
C, motion to approve the reduction in the letter of credit for plat number 5 of Sager Corporate Park subdivision from $513,646.50 to $38,150.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Porter,
Aye.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Thank you, Chairman Freeman. Next up, under 11, we have periodically a review of executive session minutes pursuant to 2C 21 of the Open Meetings Act. Any of those not involved in executive session may now leave the room.
Mr. Mayor, you have to entertain a motion to go into executive session, have a roll call vote on that?
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. You gotta do that before you kick them out.
No, I don't. So, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session to review executive session minutes pursuant to 2C 21 of the Open Meetings Act.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Stevens. May I have a second?
Alderman Porter.
Second by Porter. Any questions or comments? All those in favor of approval of the motion on the floor will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Arivalo,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Flurry,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
9 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.